Today's Mob Rules brought to you by salt. So much salt. That's what we're brought to by today.
Salty.
Is salt as I desperately try and find the right button. Do you think people could tell that I had the wrong soundboard queued up when I was doing that intro? I don't think people could tell.
You were incredibly professional.
Very professional.
To a disturbing level.
It's always disturbing. Welcome to Mob Rules. I am John, joined by...
I'm Danny,
and we're here to talk about Warhammer and all things 40k, and probably just a bunch of other weird shit too.
Probably there's a lot of that mixed in there.
Hey, we've been up to stuff, Danny.
Yeah, totally.
What have we what have we been up to?
All right. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, let's start there. I don't have a sound effect for that one, so we'll call it good.
For once, right?
That's right. I have so many more for the rest of this episode, by the way. You have no idea.
Fan-fucking-tastic. All right, so let's see. I've been doing some modeling.
Catalog, swimsuit.
You know the usual
stuff.
Mostly erotic boudoir.
I'm scaroused.
No, you're
very,
not.
very scaroused.
All right. So I did build a bunch of stuff this week. Let's see. I built a repulsor executioner for or I guess that was last week, but somebody has to.
Yeah.
Like I started building that maybe six months ago or whenever they came out, and then I haven't kind of gone back and finished the job. So it's been sitting in my office,
just like
on my file cabinet, half built
as a regular repulsor without the executioner turret, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. So I finished building that. I've also been building some inceptors. So I built 3 more inceptors out of the.
Nice. With the big autocannon guns?
The bolters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, inceptors.
Yeah, not suppressors.
There we go.
Well, I already have 9 suppressors built.
That is plenty.
So I'm working on getting the full 18 inceptors built with assault bolters.
Ugh.
Because, hell yeah, why not?
That is too many.
It's a lot.
It's like 30,000 9th edition points.
Yeah, it's probably about 9,000 points in 9th edition. And then I also built a iron hands-ized what is that guy called? Torgaradon?
Yeah. In your eternal struggle to convert every single Space Marine character to an iron hand.
Let's make him bionic.
Because you have now the Salamanders guy.
I do. I made Ardax Agaton. I made him into an iron hand, and then I also made a Vulcan Hestan model that I've been using as well.
Just gonna have to give you all my Death Watch from that Death Watch Overkill game. Just have you add iron hand decals to everything. This is metal bird now.
Metal bird.
So
yeah, but I want to try running Imperial Fist, especially with all the Inceptors. I think there's some good combos there for sure.
For sure.
So, but yeah, I don't know. That's have I played a game? I went out to the Valley and played a game, actually.
Oh, you did? Yeah, against perennial loser John Miller.
Correct. Yes.
Yep.
So I brought my sister's list that I've been playing quite a bit. He played Blood Angels. It was pretty close back and forth up until around 3, I would say. And then he had all of his stuff on the board, and I had all my stuff on the board, and then his stuff started to go way faster than my stuff. So
just hashtag Warhammer.
Yeah, pretty much. So at the end of the game, he had 4 or 5 Sanguinary Guard and the Sanguinor and then Ancient on one half of the table. And I had 40 or 50 battle sisters.
Because you're still rocking those super durable sisters, right?
Correct. Yeah. So I've got over 100 sisters models that have a 3+ armor save, and they ignore AP -1 and -2. So they're pretty tough to get rid of from everything. So yeah, it's pretty great.
Awesome. Well, I have just continued to obscenely paint.
John, you've been so productive.
I've been very productive. I assembled a Beast of Nurgle. I have 6 more that arrived this week.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well, I saw the price was going up and they're already expensive.
So that's why you got
So I bought an entire squad's worth before the price rise.
Smart.
Saving me $12 by spending like $300.
Super smart.
But I got those in. I sourced all the parts from my Great Unclean One conversion. So like the bell and the furnace from the Screaming Bell model. So I have those coming next week. I picked up some blood crushers. Because I have 3 of them already, but I'm like, man, a unit of 6 post engine war.
Have you built them? Have you built the models?
No. So
they are amazing models.
I bought 3. So I got 3 I bought built.
Yeah,
and the 3 I just bought are unbuilt. So I'll get to build those. So I'm excited for those.
You're going to like it.
It's going to be like my little Nurgle break because I've done literally a metric shit ton of Nurgle in the past 2 weeks. And
I think engine war, like, I don't know that it makes them super viable, but they are very viable.
It makes them an option, right?
That mortal wound strat is real good.
Right. And it's like, I think what all the Psychic Awakenings are doing is taking like lesser used units and making them viable, like Blood Crushers, like Beasts of Nurgle, where they get their strat too, like a couple of other things as well. Nurglings, of course, completely unviable, so they got an amazing strat.
Oh man, that's such a great stratagem.
But yeah, so that was super nice. In the past 2 weeks, though, I have built and painted 2 the spear guy for a Death Guard. His name is completely blanking me right now.
Foul Blightspawn.
Yeah, 2 Foul Blightspawns, a Plague Burst Crawler,
nice.
3 Blight Haulers. I'm now up to 20 Plague Marines. Built and painted.
Man.
Chaos Lord's good. I assembled another the drone one. The plague drone.
The fetid blight drone?
The fetid blight drone.
Nice.
Because what I'm thinking, like I know we're gonna talk later about kind of what we're thinking for like 9th edition lists and where we're going, but I'm thinking about throwing a couple of those guys in there just because those guys are going to be real good.
Man, they're going to be really annoying. Honestly, John, I have not thought about them yet.
Right.
And they're going to be really
annoying. So right now, my 9th, we'll talk about later, has 2 Plague Burst Crawlers.
Cool.
I think it's going to drop down to 1 and 2 of the
2 drones.
2 drones.
Okay.
So we'll see. But yeah, I've just been furiously painting and building.
Nice.
Like crazy. Lord of Contagion, I started him last night. Just so I could have one of the Bell dudes. And literally anything that's going to buff Plague Marines because of all these reveals coming out about War of the Spider.
Who would have thought? That Bell dude was going to be so good?
Yeah.
That relic is dope.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, really good. So I started up one of those because obviously having multiple Dark Imperium sets, I have like 4.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, but my goal right now is I'm just painting Plague Marines, and after every 3 or 4 Plague Marines, I paint a character because I have like a billion Death Guard characters.
Death Guard in general have a lot of characters. Like as far as like the model range goes, like quite a few of their selections are character choices. So,
especially like that elite slot, which again, thank you for reminding me like a week ago.
Oh yeah,
has 6 slots now in 8th edition, which I completely didn't do. It's very crowded for Death Guard. With all of the different things not being HQ choices, but being elite.
And you've got good choices in there too, like Terminators and other than characters.
I'm feeling like the old orc heavy support options here, where there's just so many things that can go in there. But yeah, that's literally all I've been up to. Is painting, assembling. I'm really happy. I got a couple of Daredeos in finally, and then what I'm going to do is like that. That Beast of Nurgle kit. Okay, it's $40. It's a very expensive kit.
It is,
but my God, I will never want for any conversion parts ever again.
Yeah, I mean, you can easily build like different Beasts of Nurgle. It's easy to get at least 6 different ones, I think.
Yeah,
like
for sure,
that are totally different.
And then, like for my Daredeos, like if I Dremel off the front, I can put a mouth in the front for the Beast of Nurgle.
Oh,
there's
cool.
3 different Beast of Nurgle heads in that kit. So I have so many parts, and even for a Contemptor, I can switch the Contemptor's Power Fist to like a Nurgle Claw coming out.
Oh yeah, that's
so
true.
Like I think I'm going to have a lot of fun after this, kind of just making random dreadnoughts and
that'd be cool.
filling out there. And as we desperately wait for War of the Spider to come, which I think we're both just chomping at the bit to get.
I cannot wait to see War of the Spider.
Yeah, that's all we've been up to in this past times. We're going to take a quick break. It's really early, but that's fine. We're going to take a quick break.
Can I mention one thing before?
Sure.
So I got this rad dice bag. Let me tell you.
You did.
Yeah, so I got this dice bag from Armored Wolf Productions. They made it for me, custom made. So I got an Iron Hands dice bag. It's pretty amazing.
Full leather.
I know, yeah, and that the Iron Hand is actually metal.
Is it iron though?
I mean, I assume it's ferrous, but I have not tested its magnetic qualities.
It's beautiful, and yeah, he makes custom dice bags local to Anchorage area here,
man.
but travels the con circuit a lot. We have beautiful Mob Rules dice bags coming for us.
Very excited about these.
Very excited about that, Danny. You're gonna do like the orc dice management trick, just using custom handmade leather dice bags.
That's right. I'm just gonna stick 50 dice in each bag and then dump them out on my opponent. That's the plan.
And then you like count them, bitch.
Yeah, count it up.
You
lose.
They're amazing things at Armored Wolf Productions.
Yep, correct. Check him out on I think he's on Etsy or
he
I think
is
he's
on Etsy.
Yeah,
he is. Yeah. Well, that was a great ad. So let's just keep going.
Cool.
Yeah. we call that reading copy. But what do you want to move on to, Danny? We have so many things we can talk about.
Good question, John. I'm gonna check my notes here.
Oh, okay. Oh, let me just. I have something for this.
Okay, cool.
The worst character in Warhammer 40,000 ever.
I really forgot I put a large boom at the end of that, and that did take me by surprise.
It was a shit, John. I assume that was
just a large dump in there. And speaking
I'm glad you gave me the courtesy flush, though.
Speaking of large dumps, worst character, very popular new segment we started last time. This episode, we are talking about one of Danny's favorite worst characters.
Oh my God, John, let me tell you, this guy.
I'm not going to lie. I know very little about him apart from
That's bullshit.
The stereotypical stuff.
Well, what do you mean by... Okay, so today, kids, we're going to be talking about Drago. Chapter Master of the Grey Knights.
Doesn't he have some kind of prissy title that's
heart
not
tattooer.
chapter master? Isn't like Doom Harbinger?
Oh, I don't know, probably.
Magical Gypsy.
Warp Dust user.
But yeah, Kaldar Drago.
Kaldar Drago. That's right. He does have a first name.
He does have a first name. He's also known as Mary Sue.
Oh my God. Personified.
He suffered a little bit from the rules writer genuinely being sexually attracted to him, I believe.
It's very possible.
Because if you can think about a ridiculous thing in 40K, I think Drago's done it.
I mean, okay, how about this?
Okay.
He's so ridiculous that he showed up in the end times in Warhammer Fantasy Battle.
Wait, no, what?
Yeah, dude, he totally does.
No.
Yeah, the very last page of the book, like he helps Tyrion and Ilariel get to the new
oh my God,
to the Age of Sigmar. He's imprisoned and he fights and he doesn't say his name, but it's totally Drago.
So
his Mary Soonis transcends game systems, John.
His power is so great that it destroyed the old world.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's his fault. If only he killed Archeon.
What I know about him is he carved his name on Mortarion's heart.
What the worst, second worst piece of fluff, probably right after the Grey Knights slaughtering the Sisters of Battle and bathing in their pure blood so that they would be untainted by the corn.
But surely they'd be tainted because
they killed a bunch of
corn
women?
cares not where the blood flows.
So he wins in the end always, doesn't he?
So they're just like, oh man, yeah, we're gonna class you up.
Yeah. Dude, we really did a good job.
Did a great job.
Anyway, so but yeah, what he does is he not only does he beat up Mortarion, he wins against him in a fight. He also holds him down.
Wait, what? I've seen Mortarion. He's 20 feet tall.
And you've seen Drago. He could fit inside of Mortarion's chest. Literally, Drago is the same size as Mortarion's heart, which is...
Now, is this a Tom and Jerry situation?
I feel like it's more like Itchy and Scratchy, to be honest with you.
Here's some confusion for me. They said that like he banished Mortarion by saying Mortarion's true name. Isn't Mortarion's true name just Mortarion?
Maybe.
Like, he ascended to demon primarchness, right? But that doesn't mean that he had a demon spirit possess him. So wouldn't his true name just be Mortarion? So it's like the easiest goddamn person to
banish?
To banish? Like, all of the demon primarchs, they're just going to be like, oh, Angron.
Whoa! You know, like he vanished.
Curses. You foiled by history.
Stupid books.
So, Kaldar Drago, I think he gets a lot of hate because anytime the Grey Knights are put in an unwinnable position and they have to, you know, really like dig deep to save themselves and the Empire or the Imperium.
They don't have to because Drago appears.
Drago just shows up and does it for them. Like, the fuck didn't you just defeat the entire army by yourself?
Well, because he's busy fighting the warp in the warp all the time. That must be it, right? That's got to be it. So
story-wise, we're saying he is in the warp, like, permanently, right? Just kind of.
Yeah, he's like, I think Tzeentch cursed him, where he like every time like he goes out of the warp, he ends up getting sucked back in somehow with like some kind of a curse on him. So he goes in there, he travels around the warp, he goes into Nurgle's garden and Tzeentch's crystal maze, and you know,
just hangs out
fighting around the warp. He's basically the Russell Crowe. Fighting around the warp.
Like making movies, carving hearts, and fighting around the warp.
You've just nailed it. I mean, can we get better than that? I don't know.
I don't think we can get better than that. What are some notable things that Kaldar Drago has achieved? Because I said my entire knowledge of him is he is a regular person, or even a regular Astarte, pinned down a 30-foot tall demon Primarch. And then went, wait, no, let me dot the I.
Right, he carved his chapter master's name, who just died to Mortarion, into Mortarion's heart. Now, that being said, I know that there's something very homoerotic going on there, I feel like.
I feel Mortarion almost wanted that. It's like, you know what would feel great right now? Just
my heart really itches. Yeah. Could you just open me up, like scratch it with your sword a little bit? That'd be great.
I just imagine Mortarion continually rolling his 5 up. M 5 up. Shit.
Didn't hurt.
I 5 up. It's very fluffy.
Yeah. Or like the Titan sword, like keeps trying to write on the heart, but it fails because it like heals or sloughs up. And like he's shaking it like a bad pen, like licking the tip, like, maybe, and like
Kaldar Drago over a period of 4 months successfully wrote his chapter master's name on Mortarion's heart. Whereas Mortarion's just lying there the whole time, just like napping.
The laziest of the demon Primarchs. I don't know if you knew that.
You thought it was Lorgar, but no.
I guess so. Technically, I guess they've kind of elaborated on this event and wrote a short story about it. I have not read said short story, but apparently I've heard that also 100 paladins died in this battle.
Yeah, because
so it wasn't just Drago being like, "You killed my chapter master. I'm gonna carve his name in your heart."
Did he carve all 100 names in the?
I don't know. Yeah, how many? Well, he's not a custodes, so he doesn't have like 1,000,000 names, but maybe he does. I don't know.
Does Mortarion, is he like the Grinch where his heart is like growing 2 sizes for every kill?
Maybe.
I mean, he has
maybe it's a fucking clock, dude. Who knows?
Oh my god! Now we're just transferring into worst characters in 40K ever. Mortarion.
No. I love Mortarion. Actually, I really like all of those books.
I like the books. I don't like that he spent an entire edition making fucking clocks like Sylar from Heroes.
And he was destroying Ultramar.
I mean, fair.
But like not directly, but he was telling people to do it.
Yeah. So he sat in his office making grandfather clocks.
Well, and he also had to like coordinate the demons and stuff like that. And they didn't want to do what he said. Neither did Typhus, because they're all like, I don't know, they're all pissed at Mortarion for being Nurgle's favorite.
How dare he? How dare he ever? But so yeah, Kaldar Drago. What a dick.
Yeah, what a douche.
I lost the board again.
Dude, I'm the best. I took first place at another tournament.
First off, stop with the thunder and lightning. You don't impress me. And second, let me check out the BCP rankings. And I don't see you on there.
What?
Your TO needs to download the Best Coast Pairings app and run events on it. After the event, the results are uploaded into BCP rankings, and the best part, it's easy and free.
But I play multiple game systems.
No big deal. The BCP app can be used for any game. A ton of events every weekend are using it, from major international tournaments to local stores. And now that it's available on Android devices, you're going to have some serious competition.
There can be only one.
BCP Rankings is a fun and exciting way to measure how you or your team stack up. No matter what you play, your score goes to an overall ranking, or compete to be the best in a game, a circuit, a region, or the world.
Download the app or visit www.bestcoastpairings.com for more info.
Best Coast Pairings.
Are you the best?
Sometimes.
Oh no, I'm like the second best ones. Anyway, let's jump on in. Baseless speculation, brought to you by Spiky Bits. Probably. It's baseless speculation time. I couldn't even be fucked making like a fade after that one. It's just like a straight cut off.
Done. But
yeah,
Achieve perfection. Let me just cut this off before I fuck it up
just
more.
right there. But baseless speculation, it's going to be a segment leading up until 9th's release where Danny and I refine our lists for 9th. So right now, Danny, what is your thinking for list 9th wise?
So mostly my list building has been consisting of like 90% hype, 10% actual work. So like I get really excited about a concept, but then I don't build a list around it. And like, so what I did, and what the suggestion that I had was that, okay, so generally speaking, like looking at the point values, like there's roughly an average of like a 20% increase in points, and that's what we're kind of looking at. So, and that's based on the 2-point values that we've seen. So again, this is baseless speculation.
Baseless speculation.
Thank you.
Brought to you
You're welcome.
by Spiky Bits.
Wait, and
Probably. Yeah, no fade
Done.
out whatsoever. Just done. The perfect length of clip.
right. So a 20% increase means that if you want to keep the same kind of points that you're playing with now, you can build a list for a 2,000 point army that's 1,600 points instead.
Right.
And that should roughly be equivalent. So I am building an Iron Hands list, and John is building a Death Guard list.
Yes.
And we are going to throw them at each other.
Yep.
And mash them and make gun noises.
I think the plan is we're going to throw them at each other in 8th edition.
Correct.
And then we're going to throw them at each other again in 9th edition.
Correct. That is the plan.
So that is the plan. We're making 1,600 point 8th edition lists.
Yep.
Which should equate to 2,000 point 9th edition lists.
Right. So, which is great. I think this will be really fun. I'm really excited about this. So the list that I came up with an Iron Hands list that I wanted to try that's kind of not super cookie cutter and awful to play against. So I'm going to run, let's see here. So I've got just a battalion. As the new army composition rules, we don't know everything yet, so we decided to kind of just stick with just a battalion. That's correct.
Yep.
Right? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
So my battalion consists of I've got a chapter master character in Gravis armor that I'm looking forward to trying him out. He seems like he'll be fun. Then I also have Ferios. Then I have a Primaris apothecary who will be my warlord, and I'll be doing the master apothecary, all that stuff
For sure,
because that'll be good. Because why would I want to play Death Guard without having also a 5-up Feeling the Pain?
That's fair. Garbage. Like anything you can do, I can do better. Is kind of really where you're at with that.
Fucking show you
piece
bitch.
of shit.
And then for troops, I have 2 units of 5 intercessors, and I'm just gonna rock normal bolt rifles on them. Actually, no, I'm gonna have 1 unit with stalker bolt rifles, 1 unit with regular bolt rifles.
That's fair.
And then I have an 8-man unit with bolt rifles and a thunderhammer. And then I have 2 units of 5 Inceptors that I'm going to play with. That'll be a weird choice, but those will be fun, I think. And extremely tough with the 5-up Feel No Pain from the Apothecary and the 5-up Invulnerable save from Ferios. So they're like a bunch of 3-wound models that are pretty tough to kill, and they can fly out of combat, and they can shoot you and then charge you and maybe do some mortal wounds, that kind of stuff.
Hopefully.
And then for heavy support, I have a Repulsor Executioner. Just one Repulsor Executioner.
Yeah. Those things get expensive when you have 20%.
Holy shit. Yeah, dude. That takes up a lot of my points. Almost a quarter of my points is in one repulsor executioner.
But with blast.
Yeah, we'll
Worthwhile.
see. That could be really cool. If the plasma cannon becomes a blast weapon, that might actually change the balance of power there. They might become pretty darn good with plasma cannons. And then I have 2 impulsors with Sky Talon arrays and two Stormbolters.
Nice. I have just obviously 1 Death Guard battalion. I was saving a bunch of my points for summoning. I was trying to get around a lot of the detachment taxes.
Sure, that makes sense.
But now, not so much. So I have a Chaos Lord with a Bale Sword and a Plasma Pistol.
Okay.
As I have that model, and that model is amazing.
Model's fucking dope, yeah.
And then a Malignant Plague Caster.
Hell yeah.
I have a unit of 7 Plague Marines.
Okay.
With 2 Blight Launchers.
Nice.
I have a unit of 5 Plague Marines with 2 Blight Launchers.
Okay.
And I have 2 units of 10 Poxwalkers.
Nice. Yeah.
I've been going back and forth in those, but at the same time, I don't want to. Looking at what they've said about 9th edition so far, and we'll kind of go into this a little later on. I don't want my Plague Marines actioning.
Yeah.
And kind of sit in the backfield. So I feel Poxwalkers really have a place of just, oh no, I lost my shooting.
Big deal.
So I have 2 units of Poxwalkers, just minimum 10-man squads.
Sure.
To hide in ruins, hide in objectives, do the action things on like that. I have 3 foul blight spawns.
Ooh, brutal. Those guys are going to be nasty.
Those guys are going to be nasty. I have 2 folded blight drones, 3 mythic blight haulers, 1 plague burst crawler,
nice,
and 2 rhinos.
Ooh, spicy. I like it. Yeah,
so I took
like the rhinos.
I took my summoning out to put rhinos in.
Okay.
Because especially with the rules coming out for Blast and some of the other stuff, I think transports are going to have a huge role to play.
Sure.
Coming forward here. So the idea is just everyone deploys in a transport.
Yeah.
Because all the foul blight spawns take one spot in the tanks. So like everyone will fit apart from the Poxwalkers in the tanks, which will guard me a little bit turn 1 if I don't go first. And then we'll see how that goes. If that doesn't work, I'm just going to drop the rhinos out, and then I'll have points for summoning.
Nice.
Is kind of where I see that going there.
That sounds rad, man. I like this. I like this plan.
Yeah, I like it. Just metal boxes going up the field.
Yeah.
That's what they do. But moving on from baseless speculation, we should probably talk about 9th edition a little bit.
Sure, yeah, we can do
the
that.
little stuff that's going on here. So I got you something.
Okay.
9th Watch with the Eagle. Yeah, this goes on for 4 minutes. I figured just like background music for this
cool.
here.
Yeah.
That is also a Stellar Sea Eagle. We to please Seth of the Dangly Boys, an actual wild bird veterinarian who kept pointing out that our eagle sound was not an eagle.
It's actually red-tailed.
It was actually a red tail. Yeah. So that I found an actual eagle sound. Eagles sound really dumb.
Yeah, they're pretty lame.
They're not good. But yeah, 9th Watch. There's been a ton of information come out about the new edition of 40K.
I'm so excited.
Tell us a little bit about it, because it's 9th Watch with Danny.
Okay, so this week in 9th Watch, we've learned some of the detachment rules, kind of in how you construct your army, actually, and how command points work. So let's talk about that stuff, then we'll talk about the blast rules. And so anyway, and tanks. Got to talk about tanks too.
That's true.
So we have 3 topics. So first topic, let's talk about army construction.
Yeah.
So it looks like when you build your army, if you are a battle-forged army and you take a patrol, a battalion, or a brigade, if you take those detachments, you will get refunded the command points that you normally would have to spend on them if your warlord is a part of them. So, and this being, of course, like opposite day in 9th edition. So, like, instead of your detachments giving you command points, your detachments cost command points in order to get more slots.
Which I actually really enjoy.
I think it's a good turnaround. I think they did a good job.
Because like what we've been seeing is like the three detachment like lists that are coming out with 8th now. It's usually double battalion.
At least.
So you can get your command points.
Yeah.
And so this moving away is really opening up how list building works. So if you want to get a spearhead, that's fine. That's your free detachment. And so you still have your 12 command points is what we're working at
Maybe.
2K. But I really like that change. It encourages more diverse list building rather than just where's my command point battery? Where's my
I
Rusty
got to take
17?
these troops
Yeah,
to
yeah.
hold the objective in my backfield, and if I don't, then I don't get any command points, so my cool units can't do their thing. Now your cool units are going to get to do your thing, regardless of what you take. Now, that being said, of course, like there's the concern, well, what the heck are troops good for? So, and I guess we'll have to find out a little bit more about how the fabled actions work, and whether or not people can take those or not in order to like kind of make their troops a little bit more useful, right?
So I think, yeah, my concern with that is the action, if it works like Engineers does in ITC, that just puts a giant target on troops.
For sure.
So, and again, I think a lot of what we've seen for Ninth so far hinges on terrain rules.
Absolutely.
And how terrain's going to
and
work.
we don't know that much about the terrain rules
Because
for 9th edition.
when we've just talked about my list for 9th so far that I'm planning on running, 2 squads of Poxwalkers in what we've seen so far are not going to survive super long.
No.
Unless there's some help. And if you
Could
have...
stick him in a rhino.
Yeah, that's...
Sorry.
It's 75-point transport for a 50-point unit. there's worse things that have happened. But yeah, if I was playing against my list and I was a clever opponent, the first thing I'm going to knock out is those Poxwalkers.
So maybe.
Oh.
So think about this a little bit, and this is something that I've been okay. Well, for our listeners then, since John is refusing to listen, you have to give your opponent a choice. Either they can remove your ability to score, or they can remove your threats. So if they want to remove your ability to score, then you should be able to wreck them, like in the attrition war.
Sure.
If they're able to do both, then you're boned. Like, that's it. Sorry, guy, you're done. But like, if you can, if they decide not to remove your threats, you can win the mission then on hopefully by killing them, and you can use that to your advantage.
Sure.
And
I
keep
guess
them from scoring as well.
thinking about it, just kind of for my list there, like if you're shooting at 2 squads of Poxwalkers instead of the flamers, and the blight haulers and everything else, then something's fucked up there.
Exactly.
But what I really enjoy about this is it's a whole new level of tactics for the game that we're not talking about. Like, Engineer suffers because in the 8th edition meta, it's just kind of like points and delete, right? So it was like, this is my Engineer. Okay, cool. I'm going to kill that one. And I'm like, but it's in cover. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to Thunderfire Cannon that one. Or I'm going to,
Right. So like if I can't see it, I can still get to it.
Yeah, for sure. So it's going to be really interesting to see. And I can't believe we're coming into this new edition where so much hinges, for me personally, on how terrain works.
It's a very important part of the game.
It's the
some
third
might
army.
even play. Some might even say it's the third player.
Son of a bitch. And a harsh mistress it is.
It is. It's a very, very harsh mistress.
So army construction turned on its head, and we're now like the opposite world of what we're looking at.
Yeah, one detachment. If you're building for one detachment right now, they say you're going to be doing looking pretty fly.
Pretty good.
So
what else has come out here? We have our one detachment. We've seen how command points works. The command phase is a new phase borrowed from Age of Sigmar.
You know what? Thank you. I totally forgot about the command phase.
There's gonna be some stratagems that only work in the command phase. Thankfully, not all command points will work in the command phase. I'd be really annoyed if I had to decide if I wanted to Veterans of a Long War something at the start of a turn.
Dude, that would be terrible.
Because if I failed my charge, I just wasted a command point.
Yep. But also, if your army is Battleforged, you're going to get an extra command point at the start of every turn as well.
Which, for things like, for a Chaos player, Noise Marines. The music ended. We talked far too much about this. That's okay.
I really don't think so, John.
Ninth Watch with the Eagle.
He sounds like he's choking.
Yeah. I mean,
that was better than the bald eagle noise, though.
That was the bald eagle noise. Terrible. But yeah, Noise Marines. One command point a turn means I can make them +1 strength every turn.
Yep.
Like that's so many options are added there. World Eaters +1 command point. Guess I'm just like 6-inch consolidating every turn.
Exactly.
So there's so many things now that like you would have to manage your command points for. That you no longer have to, because it seems to be, especially with like everything being more points, we're building around kind of one specific gimmick per list, whereas right now you have like 2 to 3 gimmicks that you can run.
Well, in case one gets neutralized, you'll have some backups.
This is just solo one gimmick.
Well, because points are increased, so your bag of tricks is effectively smaller as far as your army composition goes, right?
So yeah,
but then you're going to have more command points in general to spend on that trick that you want to do.
so they have said there's going to be a bunch more universal stratagems coming as well. What do you
Correct.
think they're going to be?
Ooh, so we got a preview of the one where people fall back if they're in your engagement range. For every model in engagement range, you roll a dice, and on a 6, they take a mortal wound. That one doesn't seem particularly good, but I'll have to see what the rules for falling back are.
Mm-hmm.
That's another big thing that I want to see.
Is the falling back? You're
Correct.
thinking there's going to be some negative modifier?
I really hope so, but we'll have to see if there's additional stratagems that relate to that or other things. But again, that we'll just have to kind of wait and see there. But with now tanks having the ability,
Yeah, tank hammer 40k.
yeah. So get ready for this, guys. So tanks being able to shoot into combat is going to be a big deal. I really think that tanks with flamer weapons are going to be real good. It feels like, I don't know, maybe that won't bear weight, but it seems like that's going to be very powerful.
So what I really enjoy about it is, for example, if you are charging a tank and wrapping a tank,
Yep.
if you are the player who's controlling the tank, declaring all your shots at the start, you better kill that entire unit wrapping you, or otherwise you're wasting your shot.
Correct.
So, like, if you were like, my side sponsons are shooting the squad, but my battle cannon is shooting this target way over there. If there's like one guy left,
Right.
wasted shooting.
Yep.
Which I think is there's going to be a lot of tough chaff units going into tanks, because you
Yeah.
don't take morale until the end of the turn, and you only need one of them to survive
Correct. To block the
to
shooting.
block the shooting completely, which I think is going to be like a really big thing. It does feel sort of we're going back to second edition style Hero Hammer though, with small squads, small tables.
We'll see. Oh yeah, the table size officially going
Table
down
size
to,
is officially going down.
5 foot by what is it, 60 inches by 44 inches.
Yep, and we're going to be selling the Mob Rules Exacto knife.
Correct.
Coming up here, and then also the
Just
Mob
a
Rules Sharpie.
sticker with anyway. Yeah.
Don't tell the costs. It's the highest quality plastic.
Never
safety
seen
knife.
it. You've never seen a scalpel that cuts this smoothly before.
Or maybe you have. Fuck you. I
Maybe
don't know
you
what
have.
knives you've seen.
I don't know. Do you do a lot of brisses? Who knows? Are you a moil? I don't know, man. But this scalpel, let me tell you.
Can I just say how ridiculous it is? Like, one guy on the Com 40K site cut his mat to the new size.
I know Fred. And I love Fred.
Everyone lost their goddamn mind.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
And I'm like, the guy took his personal property and cut it up.
Yeah, like what the fuck is wrong with you? If he wants to do that, he's got all the right in the world to do that.
I just want to take now, like, I know I can't afford to do it, but like, just take a Beast of Nurgle model and just sit there with a hammer and just fucking smash it.
Oh man, you would get so much hate. You'd be like the Dark Elf guy that burned his army.
But mine would be ironic, hopefully.
Well, yeah, but then like other like sane people go in there, and they're like Peter, for instance, the Falcon is
Yeah.
like, you guys, like they announced that this was going to be a change. Like all the major tournaments are switching to this size, so get fucking ready.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're doing locally, but I know all the big tournaments are going down to this new table size because that's what the game is designed for.
That poor guy's going to have another stat to track of table
Size. He
used.
is. He says he's already got it in the database.
Yeah.
So
So many
Cool.
statistics. Cool, yeah. Just keep on adding them in
yeah,
there.
dude, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just another thing.
Earn that paycheck, Falcon.
That's wait, which paycheck? Ooh, good thing he's got a lot of time on his hands. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, vehicle shooting
Ninth
into
edition.
combat.
Ba-bam. Yeah.
Vehicle shooting into combat. So tanks with flamers, I
Yep.
think are big winners. If you're going to shoot heavy weapons into combat, you're a -1 to hit. So if you have a tank with assault or rapid fire weapons, I think those are really good.
Sure.
Like a repulsor executioner, for instance, has many weapons that
Guns
are not
in
heavy
general.
weapons. It just has a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
Say when I play one of my opponents, he was like, I'm going to shoot all the strength 4 guns. And I'm like, what are those? He's like, the strength 4 guns. And I'm like, list them. And there was like 50. And I'm like, okay, just shoot
Never
the strength
mind.
4 guns,
Jesus
whatever.
Christ,
Fuck,
I thought
who
I was
cares?
done with this shit. All right. But you also cannot shoot blast weapons into combat, which is an important thing. So if they have a tank that's locked in combat, like your Lehman Russ example, for instance, they can't even shoot the battle cannon at all as long as they're locked. So that's kind of a semi-balance to like blast weapons, and we'll go over blast weapons in a moment, being so powerful.
Super powerful.
Very, very
Let's
powerful.
discuss a very popular new word that has been misused in Horde.
Horde. Yeah, misused.
Blast weapons are very effective against hordes,
Right.
which apparently social distancing in the 41st millennium includes hordes.
11 dudes is a
because
horde.
11 dudes is a horde. So I'm assuming they're 6 feet apart at all times.
Oh, of course.
So that takes up the same space as a horde.
Right, an actual horde of people.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know if that was a great choice. That we'll have to see. Like, I don't want to make a hard. Like, initially, like, I see the blast rules, and the blast rules are this: if you have a weapon and it has variable shots, keep in mind there is 174 different weapons that will be updated with the blast characteristic. If you shoot at a unit that has 6 to 10 models, you will do a minimum of 3 shots against them.
Right.
So basically anything that has random shots but also doesn't auto hit is most likely going to be a blast weapon. But we don't have a list of everything, but we have a pretty good idea.
Right.
So
Sorry, guardsmen.
yeah, seriously, sorry, guardsmen
And grots.
and grots
And boys.
and gaunts.
And guns.
Yep, and gene stealers.
Yep. Sorry, Tyranids.
Yeah, sorry, Tyranids. Also Sisters of Battle. But anyway, so if you have 11 or more models, then the blast weapon automatically fires the maximum number of shots. So we have to see exactly how this is kind of worded, because right now any weapon that's a D3 shot weapon, when you shoot at a squad between 6 and 10 models, is it getting 3 hits per dice rolled? Like if it's like a Thunderfire cannon, for instance, right? Which is 4d3 shots. Is it getting 12 shots against anything with more than 5 models?
I think.
Or is it getting a minimum of 3 shots total? Or it just depends on how this ends up being worded and how it ends up being FAQ'd. So we'll have to
almost
see.
the Thunderfire cannon profile changes.
I mean, that'd be fine. I don't care. Like the Thunderfire cannon should be pointed into oblivion anyway, because they should be trying to get rid of the mini marine stuff. Like for real, just fucking get rid of it. Like if you want one, make a Primaris one, make it really fucking good, make it underpointed, whatever. That's fine. Just make it into Primaris.
Oh, that reminds me, we're gonna have a segment within a segment at this point here, because I made another sound thingy.
I'll blow a hole in you with my
Corrections and omissions. So last episode we got really hyped about a new model.
Oh yeah, sorry guys.
Then the data sheet that quote unquote leaked. And we attacked it with a spiky bit style ferocity.
We did. We reported on it erroneously.
And we reported on it erroneously. That is made up. It was a faked data sheet.
We took the bait.
We took the bait hard, and then we found out about it like right after we recorded, and I'm not going to fucking edit. So rather than edit out a segment where we're wrong, I spent way too much time making a corrections and omissions sound bumper.
No, but now we can use this forever.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
It's in the bank.
This is. Let me tell you, this is not the last mistake we will ever make.
What? I don't know, man. We're pretty
on the ball with this stuff here. But yeah, the Judicator, Judicator does not have keywords against mini Marines or Legacy Marines or however the fuck it was worded. But good,
firstborn units.
Good troll. That was
Man, it got me.
10 out of 10.
Fucking nailed
10
me.
out of 10. Yeah, you got me. And that was corrections and omissions.
I'll blow a hole in you with my
Corrections and omissions. Ninth Watch with the Eagle. All right. Back to it.
It's like a mad chicken.
It is. So the Stellar Sea Eagle, Danny's preferred eagle by your own admission.
It is my favorite bird, actually, of all birds.
It is a 25-pound eagle that looks like it was designed by the same people who drew Chippendale and thought they were chipmunks.
Oh, fair.
It's very comical looking.
It's a big fucking bird, man.
Big fucking bird. Very little sounds of it available on YouTube for me to grab.
You're welcome for that. Let me find some more obscure animals for you to try and get some sounds of, John.
As Seth from the Dangly Boys will let us know, that is actually a juvenile Stellar Sea Eagle, because the rest of them had a lot of background noise, and I didn't want to kind of cut around the, oh, look at that.
Fair. You're so welcome. It is also the heaviest eagle.
It is. It is a huge bird. It's 25 pounds.
And it's and much like myself, as I pointed out in our chat, it is known for attacking and consuming baby seals.
I forgot about
that. Yeah,
dude. You're not a seal clubber. You're just a stellar sea eagle.
That's right. I'm just doing eagle things.
Oh, shit. That's a shirt I got to make now.
Just hashtag just eagle things.
Just eagle things.
It's okay, dude. Just throw it on the ground.
That's fine. Yeah.
I didn't like it anyway.
I'm just going to kick over the beautiful custom dice bag from
Armored Wolf Productions.
Armored Wolf Productions, available on Etsy. Use the code Mob Rules to confuse him because that's not a code. But very excited about terrain rules, and I think next episode we're going to go super in depth about terrain
for sure,
because it's going to be a very important part of the game.
Huge
part of the game.
Third player, in fact.
Mike. We're gonna go take a quick break, and we're gonna be right back with some 8th edition memories. The world has changed. I feel it in the water. I feel it in the earth. I smell it in the air. Much that once was is lost. For none now live who remember it. It began with the writing of the Great Edition. 3 codexes were given to the Eldar, immortal, wisest, and fairest of all beings. 7 to the Xenos, great guns and claws. And 9 codexes were gifted to the race of men, who above all else desire power. For within these codexes was bound the strength and will to govern each race. But they were all of them deceived. For another codex was made, in the land of Nottingham, in the fires of Warhammer World, the Dark Lord Foley forged in secret a set of supplements to control all others. And into these supplements he poured his cruelty, his malice, and his will to dominate all life. One faction to rule them all.
This should do.
Oh, and we're back.
We're
running a thing right now. It's called 8th Edition Memories.
Hell yeah.
Where we're asking our friends and other people from the community to let us know their favorite 8th Edition memory, and then we're going to share them with you. So let me just hit this here real quick, because it's important to set the scene. So this is the first one we received here.
Hi, my name's Ennis from everyone else's podcast. And my favourite memory from 8th edition has been the explosive growth of the online community, and particularly how easy it's been to wind up that online community. Whether it was my game in White Dwarf generating a massive amount of controversy on Daka Daka, or the survey that determined the worst unit in the game, which managed to get everybody arguing. It's really been the best time for memes, the community, and just online talking about 40k in general. It's really been the best. There was nothing like this in previous editions.
Wonderful.
Man.
Fantastic.
And all true.
All true. Yeah, the ability to wind people up, just super good.
Exponentially great because of the additional people.
That's true. All of the extra people. All right, let's see what else do we have here.
Okay. My favorite 8th edition memory is about 2 years ago at a tournament playing against Ultramarines and having a Knight Valiant walk up the board and manage to catch Gulliman with the harpoon, not only putting him down in one shot with the harpoon, but then the reroll for him to get up, failing after both the initial roll and a command point reroll, thus winning the game. Get pooned, Gilliman.
Fucking pooned out his ass.
Fucking pooned, yeah, that was a local TO, Matt Goodman.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Okay. Rolling a 5 you advance. My favorite 8th edition memory is, this one's difficult because I have...
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I get for that.
Okay. Rolling a 5 you advance.
Right,
my favorite 8th edition memory is, this one's difficult because I have so many good ones. I would guess it would be when I was at Gettysburg and I went hiking up to Little Round Top. And for some reason, it was just covered in black snakes. And they have these warning signs up too. And I look down between these rocks, and I'm thinking about the Union soldiers fighting, defending against Confederates, and it's just crawling with black snakes. It was awful. You couldn't even see the ground. God. I hope
E. Lee.
He got his ass whooped for good reason. But God, I hope they didn't have to fight with those snakes too. That would have to be it.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was Joe. That also wasn't an 8th edition memory.
No, but it was.
That was, in fact, the Civil War.
Close enough.
Close enough.
We'll take you. We
My
need
favorite
content.
8th edition memory
Okay. Yeah, good. It filled up a minute. Here we go.
is... do I keep going? All right, cool.
You have to actually say what the memory is.
Oh, fuck, dude. All right, so in the snap decision spur of the moment, I've decided it was... So me and my buddy Aaron are going to a team tournament, and we are not good at the game yet. We're actually quite terrible. But, yeah, just fucking awful, dude. But there's a certain player there, and that player is famous for just genuinely just being a piece of shit. Just being a complete piece of shit asshole who everyone hates.
It's me.
Yeah, every single person who's ever come into contact with him fucking hates him. Matt, he's not sitting over there right now, but our buddy Matt was there. He was his unwitting and unfortunate partner.
Oh,
so okay.
No.
Anyway, we go to the hell yeah, dude. We go to the table. It's 30 minutes of fucking setting the board up because I swear to God, this dude just, all right, so we're going to set it up like this. Well, no, I'm going to change this model. Well, no, I'm going to change this model. Well, I'm going to move this model. Well, I'm going to move this model. So we proceed to have the worst game I've ever had in my entire life. Just awful. Just genuinely the least fun I've ever had doing anything. And I was in the military for like a number of years. Just awful. So we're getting completely obliterated. The entire goal of the game is to take a relic from your deployment zone to the opponent's deployment zone. It's the last round of the game. We have one model left. That one model is a guard commander, and he moves, advances for 5 inches, grabs the relic, and in the shooting phase, moves himself behind a wall onto the objective, and we win. The feeling of winning that game after 2.5 hours of pure, genuine, deep suffering has just unleashed the levels of ecstasy that I felt cannot be recreated by the human mind or soul. I was free. I was free that day. In that moment, I knew freedom. I knew ultimate power. And then I named him. And that was it. It was fucking awesome.
Man.
Taylor's got some rage
Timeless.
issues.
Yeah, well, he's a good guy, though. We love him.
Good guy. Speaking about people Taylor knows.
My favorite 8th edition memory is mourning the loss of all the weekends of every year that this has been happening. My second favorite is getting engaged during one of the tournaments, not physically at one of the tournaments, thank God, but close enough.
I was there for that.
Yeah, that was a camping trip after a tournament. That's Taylor's fiance.
Yep.
Who for some reason remains.
Yeah. Nobody knows.
Fuck, I think that's for our wives too, though.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Thank Christ for that.
Man, let's keep the good times coming.
It was back when Fantasy.
I didn't play End Times.
My favorite 8th edition memory was my first experience playing in Yanari. When I was playing with Taylor over at MJ's. And I realized that those stupid fucking boats could both shoot in the psychic phase and smite in the shooting phase. And so I tore my Thousand Suns Codex in half.
He did that.
Of everyone.
I forgot about that.
I saw him do that.
You did do that.
It's intense.
Yeah.
That happened.
That happened. Like, he literally ripped his codex in half because he got frustrated.
Man, our team has some really...
Some rage issues,
Definitely has no rage issues.
So these are, by the way, our teammates in FS Pro who...
Also Innes.
Oh, also Innes.
Yep.
Yeah, also Innes. Yeah, the one you can understand because of the Scottish accent. Not FS Pro.
No.
FS Amateur, maybe Amateur Plus.
If he works on it, maybe we'll let him.
Yeah, maybe. And then, we have some more here. Let me just... gotta make sure we have the music going.
It's really good music.
It's really good music.
It's very touching.
My favorite 8th edition memory would be the time I played Kevin.
This piece of shit right here.
Last turn of the game.
He gets 2?
He's up a point, and I'm looking at the board. I'm going to lose, right? In order to win, I'm going to have to, on my turn, somehow get him off an objective and get a headhunter point. And this looks real bad, but he charges up his jump captain with a Thunderhammer Storm Shield into my Knight Chitin in order to try winning more against me. And as he does this, I start getting a little excited, but I don't show it. He rolls his dice. The Chitin goes down. And I tell him, I'm going to explode, I'm going to kill your captain, and I'm going to kill the 2 dudes holding this objective. And he says, of course, that's bullshit. That's not going to happen. And I roll a 6, and then some more 6s. And his models are removed from the board. And then I look at the board and go, oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
My phone locked.
Really touched the moment here, John.
Yeah, this is what I did.
Somehow get him off an objective and get a headhunter.
Here we go. We're gonna a little bit back here. Give Joe his
And
full glory.
This looks real bad. But he
Because
charges up
he does have this annoying
his
habit
jump
of
captain
calling
with a
his dice
Thunderhammer Storm
rolls.
Shield
He does.
into my Knight
It's
Chitin
annoying as shit.
in order to try winning more against me. And as he does this, I start getting a little excited, but I don't show it. He rolls his dice. The Chitin goes down. And I tell him, I'm going to explode, I'm going to kill your captain, and I'm going to kill the 2 dudes holding this objective. And he says, of course, that's bullshit. That's not going to happen. And I roll a 6.
Music for Kevin.
And then some more 6s. And his models are removed from the board. And then I look at the board and go, oh, hey, that's a character that died, so that's 1 point. And you aren't holding this objective anymore, so I'll hold more this round, and that's another point. Good game, buddy. That was a really good game of 8th edition. Ah, man.
You have an annoying habit of calling dice rolls.
Yeah, that's me calling Joe out and doing that.
But when you fucking do it, it's really fucking irritating.
You just do it all the time and everyone thinks you're a tactical genius. It's exactly what it is. It's just like, say, if you were a Union general and you were going to make Georgia Howe, you don't have to make Georgia Howe the entire time. You just do it like twice and people think you're doing it nonstop. That's the trick.
And then it became the Civil War again.
Yeah, because I cut him off at that point there. I literally did edit that.
I'm sure there would be like 10 minutes of fucking Civil War talk.
This did turn away from, by the way, from 8th edition memories to something else at this point when people heard Joe's story.
Oh, okay. Man, that
I'm
Black
ready.
Snake story is really good.
All right. So my favorite time that I soul crushed Kevin, because we're doing that now.
Oh man!
It was the day of the Grand Ursa tournament. Some like 35 players, but the only 2 that mattered were me and him. We stepped into the ring, Deathwatch versus Harlequins. I knew, and this was post Marine launch, and that didn't matter because he was playing Deathwatch. But I knew that the only way I was going to win this game is if I just memed. I just had to meme really, really, really hard.
He is the living meme.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, thank you.
So I look him in the eyes and I say, we're not going to interact with this game at all. I'm going to put my entire army in this building, and then I'm going to dance. I'm just going to dance for 4 rounds, then I'm going to win. And then he looked at me, and he said, that's cool. And that was it. And then, I know it's going to be a surprise, but I did exactly that. I won that game 20-13.
He did. Skipped his entire fucking army in a building.
Not only a tactically perfect game, but an incredibly high-scoring game as well, to assert not only my dominance but my team's dominance. And then we joined the same team.
Yep. So
yeah, you just kind of fucked over your own teammate.
Nice job.
Nice job. Yeah.
It's actually,
but like
really
I said,
fantastic.
The last one here took a turn.
My favorite 8th edition memory was playing against Kevin with his Deathwatch. When
turned
his
into a fuck
captain
Kevin
with
party.
a Thunderhammer Storm Shield and a jump pack charged up into my Knight Gallant, swung into me, and failed to kill me. At which point he declares, it's okay, he'll be fine, he's got a Storm Shield. And then I went, that's cool, and I spent 1 CP for Death Grip, and I gave him the big squeeze until that captain died, 1 mortal wound at a time. one on D3, one on D3, 5 times until the captain died and the light left his eye. He surrendered after that. And that was my favorite 8th edition memory.
Man, this music isn't going anywhere. So if you have your favorite 8th edition memory, send it on in.
Yeah,
we will
seriously.
probably play it just to hear it, to be honest
I mean,
with you.
you've heard these stories.
You've
None
heard
of them
these
are
stories. Danny's collecting more this weekend as he goes up to the Tim Invitational.
That's right.
A very exclusive get-together in a secret remote location.
It's a team bonding experience.
Team bonding experience.
Yep, we're all going to get close. And I mean, when I say close, I mean,
you mean close?
Very close.
We have told Tim that we're impossible to hump, and he is challenging us on that.
That's true.
And I'm not going because I go to work, but I'm very excited for that.
I'm rooming with about 1,000 pounds of other men. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Well, you have practice from Charity Hammer.
It's true.
So
thank you.
You're welcome. But yeah, I have this I want to play. I don't have anything to really segment-wise to do it, but I guess we can talk about games so it works. Like before we had Dave games. Seems weird to do now.
Sure.
So we're adjusting it to mob games.
Ooh, I like it.
Where we're not necessarily playing a game right now, but let's talk about the Tim Invitational a little bit.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's talk
about it. Classic. It's a remixed mob games,
dude. When that beat fart drops,
it's a large fart drop.
When that ass drops,
it's terrible. But yeah, the Tim Invitational is Alaska's actually first tournament in like 4 months or something crazy like that.
It is, yeah.
Happening at a remote location, secure, away from taxation.
Correct. Because that's theft.
That is theft. Run by one of our teammates and general good guy, Tim Hubscher.
Sure.
Danny, you're heading up to face the best of the best in Alaska.
I am.
And also Eric Rickards.
Right.
Tell me about kind of what the weekend is going to entail for you.
So day one, I'm driving up in a bus. It's a party bus. We have a 15-man bus that we rented.
Wait, did you guys legitimately rent a bus?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So it's going to be me, Joe, Wallace, and Robin. We're all going up together. So 4 people on this 15.
Who's
so we're going to
driving?
have plenty of room. I assume Robin's. I'm not driving. Fuck that. I'm not driving anywhere, man. Believe me, I will not be able to. Anyway, so we're driving up on Friday afternoon. We're going to get there Friday evening because it's about a 5-hour drive.
Sure.
And then once we get there, we'll probably do some light night drinking. And then maybe play some games.
Yep.
And then go to bed. And then the next day, it's going to be on. It's on.
Satim Day.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be brutal, man. There's going to be drinking and also games and also non-40K related games. I assume there will be some, what's the game? Cornhole?
Twister.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget Naked Twister. Hold on.
That's
a surprise. I'm bringing that in a
I'm going to
black
choose
bag.
to forget that. And that's going to be very
Believe
important
me,
to
the
remember.
pictures I send you, we'll never be able to forget that. Even with your sad trombone sound.
Especially with my sad trombone sound.
But we have some challenge matches that are going to go on. I don't know if we're going to do like a traditional actual like RTT, like wherein people are playing winners and winners play winners. So
Right.
like not Swiss pairing. I think we're going to just do maybe some challenge brackets or whatever. And then the person with the most points wins. I don't really know. We might just go regular ITC, like standard tournament.
So what are you bringing with you? Are you going to bring your sisters? You do have room on the bus because there's room for 11
bring
more
like
people.
4 armies. I don't know. I think I'm going to. So the idea is I think we're going to play meme lists. So I have this weird like Inceptor list that I want to play with that's Imperial Fists. And so the whole way that this works, right, is I'm going to play Indominus Crusaders as my main battalion detachment. And I'm going to take 18 Inceptors with Assault Bolters as Imperial Fists, right?
Jesus, yeah.
So they ignore cover. when they come down. They'll be in tactical doctrine, so I'll be getting -2 AP on all their bolter shots. Any 6s that I roll to hit count as an extra hit, right?
Right.
Okay. So my warlord is a jump captain who will come down with the Inceptors, and he has the Gray Shields field commander trait. And what this does is it gives another chapter tactic for 1 turn to all of my Indominus veteran units within 6, including the Inceptors. So my plan is to give them the Crimson Fists chapter tactic as well. Yeah, so you're like, okay, well, Danny, what the fuck does that do? Yeah, right. So that gives you a +1 to hit if they have 5 more models than you in their squad. But it also gives you.
So they're a horde.
Right, a horde. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is actually 11 plus models, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but it also gives you 6 to hit, do an extra hit with bolters, right?
Yeah.
So that turns all of my bolters and my assault bolters into Tesla bolters.
That's pretty gross.
Then on 1 squad, I can give them bolter drill, which further increases that to 6s do an extra hit. So one of the squad will be doing like 4 hits or 3 hits or 4 hits total on every 6th hit. And so, and I can give them tank hunters in addition so that they can get +1 to wound against vehicles. So they can wound like all the tanks on 4s or whatever. And I'm just going to blow away some tanks with assault bolter inception.
That sounds really gross.
It'll be fun.
What a way to see out 8th edition.
With some meme lists and like
weird ass
cool
meme list.
Dude, it'll be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be a good time.
You know what I'm looking forward to is the first tournament of 9th.
Yeah, it's going to get weird.
Because it's not going to be right as it comes out. It's going to be... Everyone's going to have their idea of what's great. So there's going to be a bunch of random lists, which I think are going to be tank heavy.
Yep.
Which has me building Last Cannon Havocs, by the way.
Cool. Okay. Sure.
Because, you know, it's going to be like a tank heavy meta.
Mm-hmm.
And just, it's going to be weird.
Dude,
there's going to be so many goddamn weird lists out there because there's nothing, like no one's playing to the point of refining or kind of net listing because, cool, you're playing the list some dude played in his basement for a month and a half.
Yeah, nice job.
Yeah, cool, awesome. Yeah. So it's going to, I'm excited to see what comes out of it.
There's going to be some weird ass lists. I'm thinking I might just bring Horde Orcs and see if that just fucks with
fuck
everybody.
your blast weapons. I don't care. Take 6 models away. I have 24 more.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh man, I'm excited for it though. Danny, what else you got?
I don't know. Nothing. Not a ton, to be honest. Like it's been kind of a quiet week for me. I've been super busy with work, so I haven't had a lot of time.
Likewise. But yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
I think so. But yeah.
Rad.
Awesome.
What a great end to a great episode.
I know. Yeah, it's perfect. We're going to have more 8th edition stories next time from Danny's trip up to Fairbanks as he takes the Marlboro's portable studio with him.
And our listeners, if you send us some, come on, guys. Hook us up. We will play you. I promise.
We will play
radio
you.
Time.
Yeah. We are doing nothing but filling time for like 136 episodes now.
That's all we've had time.
All we've had to do is fill time. And then coming next month sometime, we will be doing a commentary track for the Ultramarine movie. Which I'm both excited for and not excited for
really
at the same time.
Have to watch it again, but I will in the name of science.
So I think we're going to set it up where we're not going to be sober.
Great
is all I'm going to say.
Perfect.
Because I cannot do it sober.
Yeah, that sounds like dude. You know what? You've just made it exciting to me again.
Fantastic. So slurred commentary track coming for the Ultramarine movie. That classic late 90s animated movie with the CGI artist from the reboot cartoon show.
Do you own it?
I do own it.
Okay, good. Okay, because I have a collector's edition as well. So if you...
Oh, well then we can review the preview comic as well.
Oh, I don't know if I have that.
Oh, yeah, it explains that they were a scout squad and they got promoted to tactical. It's all...
Is that why they're so bad?
Yeah, that's why they're so bad.
Okay.
I think it works. But yeah, anyway, for Marlboro's, I've been John.
I've been Danny.
And we will see you next time? Maybe. Who knows?